would you call up Will at Green Clean Technologies and get kind of like an estimate on what it would cost to take advantage of their services? All right. 989-560-7272. The website is greencleantechnologies.com. And the live stream is brought to you by the Kent County Health Department. Right here, the biggest county in West Michigan. I think it's like the fourth biggest county in Michigan overall. You got Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, and then Kent. The Kent County Health Department, they say, look, we in Michigan have done an amazing job in flattening the curve. We did not open too soon, and we have followed the rules for the most part, with the exception of the handful of patriots that march on the Capitol. They're encouraging you to cough into your elbow, wear your mask, be socially distant, remain vigilant. If we remain vigilant, we can have nice things. We can still go to our parks. Unlike all these other states, like dozens of them, who are shut down for the 4th of July. Oh, my God. It's because you opened up too soon, you idiots. Anyway, Kent County Health Department, they're encouraging you to do those things. And they have 4 COVID testing stations that have opened up throughout the area. In the various hot spots, if there is such a thing in the county. Just call up 616-632-7100, and they'll tell you exactly where they are. Or just go to accesskent.gov. This show on the 30th of June comes to you from the Metalworks Body Shop Fear Bunker Studio. On your mark, get set, go!
I need a titty in my mouth. I need a titty in my mouth.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station, anywhere.
I will fight you in the street.
It's the Eric Zane Show Podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. Oh, man. I'm supposed to change up the lingo. Rick from TC Paintball suggested I describe the show a little differently. He said, you need to say it's a rant-filled, expletive-infused daily podcast. Or rant-filled, expletive-laden daily podcast covering news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day. That's how I describe it, and for some reason, you keep coming back. So thank you, I appreciate that. Got a lot of things to get into today, including a sale on hats. What? Yeah, I had a whole bunch of hats for sale on the website. Like good hats. Flex fit and snapback hats. And nobody bought them. So I'm selling them at an unbelievably low price. I'll talk about that. So I have a sale. I'm actually, hey, they're on sale now. I'll get to that. Rich people with guns is kind of hilarious. Okay? Not gonna lie. Did you see those that couple, that dude and that chick? She had some crazy looking cankles, by the way. That's when the calf goes right into the ankle and there's no tapering. It's just crazy looking cankles on that broad. But these rich people with guns is absolutely hilarious. Oh, my God. We got to talk about that. Sports and culture influencer Jemele Hill. She's kind of the queen of cancel. You know, she's way woke, and she does her thing. She has a pretty has a lot of pull when it comes to her spot in this whole panorama of culture that we have in the world today and in the United States. Jemele Hill is a pretty big hitter And like I said, known as the Queen of Cancel, and now she's getting some of that treatment, and it's pretty funny to watch her scramble, frankly. Would you like pepperoni on your swastika or swastika on your pizza? What? I have a story about that exact thing. I swear to God, a swastika showed up on a pizza. The Trader Joe's Karen speaks out and still looks stupid. And the legendary TV show The Simpsons is now woke. This is really dumb. Oh, God. And it's so screwed up here because, you know, on a case-by-case basis, like yesterday on the Patreon, we talked at length about John Wayne, how the Duke, who knew that the Duke was that racist? You got to hear the discussion about that on yesterday's Patreon podcast. And speaking of the Patreon, I have been really screwing up lately, and I've been making the video live stream like free every day, and I'm like, what the? Oh, no, I did it again. So the people that actually pay for it are like, hey, why are we even paying for this? I'm like, oh, shit, I'm so sorry. I felt terrible about that. I felt so bad about that. I mentioned it so many times in the Patreon that somebody actually had to send me a text message, Kevin. He said, hey, we're not really that mad. It's okay. And do not get close to the wildlife in our national parks. And I say, no, do get close to the wildlife because then we get to see great video. I'm just kidding. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But this woman actually got really screwed up. This is bad. A bison is the offending animal this time. I should say the woman is the offending animal because she shouldn't have been so damn close to that thing. And I keep... every time I talk about this, I always fail to post it. But I have to run out this ground ball, and I have to post my video of me and the bighorn sheep on the side of that mountain in Montana. You are not supposed to get close to those things. And I knew this. But I was so drawn to the size of that enormous nutsack. I'll never forget it. For some reason, the bighorn sheep, this one in particular, his balls were about 8 inches. He had like 8 inches of scrotum hanging, and they were like heaving back and forth when he would walk. And he was right on the trail. It looked like the old school Los Angeles Rams helmet. I guess they still kind of have that helmet, you know. The big horns on him. He was a gigantic, magnificent beast. And I got within like 3-4 feet of him shooting video. And he just looked at me like, hey, you like the size of my nuts? And then he just sauntered away. But now I was on the side of a mountain when that happened. He could have very quickly and easily just headbutted me, and I'd have been tumbling off the side of that, gone forever into the abyss. I'll never. And all these other tourists were there. Walking the trail, the Grinnell Glacier Trail, as it's known. We were taking this path, very long hike to this glacier, and the bighorn sheep showed up on the trail. You're just supposed to stay out of the way and let him do his thing and let him get off the trail. He eventually did get off the trail, but one asshole, me, was right there on the business end of his nutsack, and he could have very easily have killed your old pal Eric Zane. But that was at a time when I was on BBL. This is what I'll chalk it up to. I was on BBL, and I was doing everything I could to get my name out there on the radio, and that was impossible because nobody listened to that radio station, even to this day, on 107.3. And so, you know, I was like, I'm going to shoot this video, and then I'm going to post it, and I'm going to go viral. And it's like, maybe for the wrong reason, idiot. Stay away from the animals. That all coming up on this podcast. But first, yesterday it was, okay, let me start with this. Diana and I, we left. We had to go to the cancer hospital, not cancer hospital, the hospital, and the, because there's a surgeon that has to remove that small 5-millimeter lump from her left breast, which we talked about. We found out was not cancerous, but it's crazy because you go through the moment when you find that out, and it's like, oh, thank God, but it still has to come out. So it's like, okay. And this consultation was yesterday, and then this surgeon, different person, is like, okay, yeah, you know, and she, the bedside manner was fine, But she said, there is still a chance that this could be a problem. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's really not. But she said, you have to decide whether you have your choice. You can, because you have a couple other spots that do not look, according to the ultrasound, like they would be any trouble whatsoever. But the one that did look like it was trouble was the one we biopsied, and that one is not a problem. So, you have those other spots. They're probably nothing, but you have to decide whether or not you want an MRI to have a closer look at them, which if you do that, it could open up Pandora's box of, hey, well, yeah, it does look a little bit more suspect. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't we do that? I'm thinking. And she's like, you have to decide whether or not that you want the MRI. And because if you find out that it looks a little bit weird, then we will go in and biopsy those. And I'm like, well, yeah, we want the MRI. I mean, what is this? Is this just you close your eyes and your ears and you hope that they go away? Fuck no. If you can give me even more imaging to show me a even more clear picture, who gives a shit if we have to get another biopsy? I'm thinking to myself, yeah, fuck, take it. Take those pictures. Get that MRI of those spots on your on the breast tissue. I can't even, because she goes, I'm on the fence whether or not to do this because your family history indicates a slight chance of cancer, and you do have some spots on it, so it's up to you whether you want the MRI. And so Diana says to me, what do you think? I go, well, yeah, get the MRI. She goes, well, that might mean that you have to get another biopsy if they look weird. And I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, who gives a shit? Then I mean, what's a biopsy other than just a little teeny tiny cut, butterfly strips or whatever, Santa strips, and then, you've got a bruise for a week. Yeah, but more than likely, they're not going to find anything. So what happens now is Diana goes and gets that MRI to look at all these other spots. There's like 3 or 4, like 3 on the one boobie and then 2, including the one that they biopsied earlier, on the other boobie. So, and more than likely, it's nothing. But I was like, yeah, anytime we can get an opportunity to get a very clear look at these things, yes. So that's happening. I'm like, unless there's, yeah, I couldn't figure out why that they were like, maybe you don't want it because then it might be something that you need that looks a little irregular and we have to take a look at it. I was like, well, yeah, if it looks a little irregular, I want you to take a close look at it. I want you to biopsy it. Why wouldn't we? Weird. All right, I've got an update on my pal who Diana and I are trying to donate a kidney to as being living donors. Again, go back in time. Search the titles of the podcast. You'll find out what I'm talking about here. But if you don't know and you're just catching the show on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube for the first time or in a long time, Diana and I are trying to donate kidneys. And so this dude who would like to donate a kidney to lives in Los Angeles, and he's a filmmaker. Makes short films, and he does marketing for giant companies that do a marketing campaign. That's what he does to pay the bills. All right, so, but this guy, for the longest time, as he struggled with dialysis, he's on dialysis every day, 12 hours a day. He's in stage 5 kidney failure. And when I first started talking with him, he's like, yeah, I can't walk anymore. I got to use a cane, and it's been really bad. Well, what happened? Well, the doctors said, my nephrologist said that the toxins that were in my system caused an issue with my nervous system, and now I can't walk. Oh, wow, okay. That's terrible. Well, so I just called him yesterday, and I go, hey, man, what's going on? And he goes, yeah, I've been in the hospital. I go, hey, coronavirus is murdering California. He goes, I got bigger problems than that right now. I go, what's up? Because I hadn't talked to him for a few days. He says, I've been in the hospital for 4 days, and they found out that my immune system is attacking my nerves in my legs, and it's going to continue attacking unless this problem is solved. I go, well, wait, does this have to do with your kidneys? And they go, no, I was misdiagnosed. I go, what? Yeah, dude. Like 3 or 4 doctors had misdiagnosed this guy, And finally, the right doctor got a look and said, yeah, you don't have anything related to your kidney issue. You have a separate issue that is treatable, but has zero to do with kidneys. And this is what scares the shit out of me when it comes to physicians, because you can have some of the brightest, best minds in the world, and they don't know fucking shit. And then sometimes it just goes this way, and then you're misdiagnosed. Meanwhile, your body is betraying you, and the shit's hitting the fan, and you're getting worse. Oh, my God. Well, that happened to my pal. So he's got this crazy-ass, I'm not even sure if you call it a virus or a nervous system disorder or an illness, or obviously an illness. But his immune system is destroying or trying to attack the nerves in his body, and it's wreaking havoc, and he can't walk anymore. I'm like, oh, my God. I go, well, all right. I go, at least you know now, He says, yeah, that's true. They are treating it, and but I'm not getting better. It's been like 4 days, and I should be getting better, but I'm not. So holy crap. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I just hope and pray that there is a day in down the road when you can look back on this and say, God, that was horrible. I'm so glad that I have gotten some clean air and we're now okay. But, man, I take for granted my health. Do you do that? Now is the time to think about that. Are you healthy right now? Because I think right now is the time that we go, thank God we're healthy. If you're not healthy, my thoughts are with you. And I mean, I'm very, very serious here. Talk about something that we definitely take for granted, and I really feel bad for people that are struggling right now with their health, whether it be their mental health, they've got a chronic illness, they're suddenly sick, they have got an acute virus, you got COVID. My God, I feel great right now, and I oftentimes don't even think about that, don't even take that, and that I take it for granted all the damn time. So holy crap, that's all happening right now. Speaking of my health, I've had a few people reach out and say, oh, man, I can't believe you hurt your hip. And that is so not a big deal. That is just a simple muscle pull, soft tissue injury. And it feels much better today. Yesterday was a drag. But I'm no dummy, man. I just lay low for a period of time. And that's the thing. I'm using this time to eat. And today I have till 11:59 tonight to update Diet Bet, where I have to stand on the scale, take a picture of it, and it's going to say that I did not win my diet bet. Now, if by just some miracle I took a huge dump earlier, and it has helped me, well, then I'm lucky. But I'm pretty sure I am not going to have lost my 4% when I started Diet Bet, this most recent one. Now, don't start another one right away, Megan. Let's wait until... we can, this is what we do, Megan. You tell me when you start it and give me at least a week, and then I can build up to it, and we can get a lot of people in it, and we can try again, because honestly, I think I screwed this one up. I think you're going to take my money. So I think there's like $300 in the pot, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a pretty good chunk of change available on Diet Bet. All right. If you don't know what that is, I'll talk about it in an upcoming show if we do decide to do it again. I was asked to do a very dad thing yesterday. This is the final story on the open of this podcast. As you know, I have that Chevy Silverado pickup truck that is my dad's parked in the driveway. It doesn't have registration on it, which I found out that getting that thing registered is kind of a pain in the ass with COVID right now. You got to make an appointment or some shit. I'm hoping to be able to do that online. But I did take pictures of the rotted out rocker panels at the bottom of the vehicle and sent it along to the dream team of Ryan and Fran over at Metalworks Body Shop. And they're going to give me an estimate as to how much that's going to cost me. I'm really excited about bringing that truck back to life. I've got a ripped leather driver's seat, and I found a place that can actually show up at your house and repair the leather. Man, this thing's going to be awesome. I can't wait. But it's sitting there with no registration on it. I have an old license plate from Jackie's old car. And the only reason why I put that on there was to get it back from the east side of the state in Michigan here to here. And I've got the title. You know, you can do that. You can drive it back, I'm told. But you're not supposed to drive it any more than that. So I get a phone call yesterday. She goes, Dad, yes, Jackie, can you be at my house at 6 p.m. with the truck? And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Well, we got Justin and I are moving into a new place to live, and we just bought, and we want to buy a couch from Facebook Marketplace. And the guy, he's going to sell it today if we don't get there and buy it. So I already told him that we would, and I go, God, I really hate taking this thing on the road, but, the things we do for our kids, that's the title of this podcast on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I go, all right, Jackie, I'll do it. I'll be there at 6. By the way, I get in the driveway of her place, and actually when I was driving there, it says antifreeze coolant low. And I'm like, oh, shit. This is what you get when you have a 17-year-old vehicle. First of all, it says oil life, 0%. It says in the thing, oil life, 0%, take to Irvine's. So I'm like, and I am going to do that, but I got to get it registered first. So the antifreeze low thing is the next thing I have to have freaking Bruce take a look at over at Irvine's. Oil level, 0% oil life. That's probably, I looked at the sticker in the upper left on my dad's truck because he barely would drive the thing. The last time the oil was changed on that truck was 2018. Hey, I take great care of it, guy. Isn't it 3 months, 3,000 miles? 2018? I was like still on the radio the last time that guy, that my dad changed the oil on that thing. And then it says antifreeze low. I'm like, oh my God. Sure enough, it's leaking somewhere. The coolant is leaking somewhere. So I've got to have Bruce take a look at that. I got to have Bruce take a look at Megan. You can give Bruce a preview. These are the problems I know of. There is a rubber like stopper on the rear end, back passenger side rear, that is supposed to be like a shock absorber, but not really. That fell off. I need a new one of those. I have it, so I'll show you what it is. I need the oil changed. We have to determine the source where it's leaking from, the coolant. The cruise control doesn't work. Those are all things that I know are problems. And also, I need the big, give it the big treatment of, make sure it's lubed. You want everything lubed. Something when someone shows up at Irvine's and they say, hey, can you give this car the big look over to make sure it's got everything going well, brakes, whatever, transmission. That's what I need done. So you can tell Bruce that. It's coming. Trust me. So anyway, I get to Jackie's, and I'm like, all right, we got to go get this couch. And she says, yeah, I'm just waiting for the guy to text me the address. And I go, well, you told me to be here at 6. Yeah, I know. I'm just waiting. I go, all right. Now, I hate this. Right away, I'm already know that this is going to be screwed up. The ADHD kicks in immediately, and I go, well, all right, I'm going to run over and get some. I go, first of all, do you have a jug of water? She goes, yeah. I go, all right, I got to put some water in this thing. Put some water in the damn thing. Go get some antifreeze. Pour it in the thing, and then that's it. And then I show up back at Jackie's house. It's 15, 20 minutes later. Yeah, I'm still waiting on the guy to send me the address. I go, come on. You're getting catfished. That's what this is. You're getting catfished right now. This has happened before between you and I. People do this for fun. This guy, she goes, well, no, you see, this guy and I have a mutual friend. I go, what does that even mean? Well, he wouldn't do that because he knows this other person I know. I go, well, yeah, how do you know? Maybe he's an asshole. Come on. So I go into the living room of Jackie's house that she's going to be moving from into this new place, and she wants to get this couch. And I'm just sitting there with my thumb up my ass, for like 15 minutes. And I go, well, all right, is there anything more you can do? She goes, no, I'm just waiting. And I go, all right, well, I'm going to leave. I go, I can't, you know me, this ADHD, I can't just sit here and talk to you people. This is basically wasting my time. I could be at home. There's a lot of things I have to do that I could be doing with the podcast. Hell, that I could be doing every day. And she felt bad and sends me on my way. I leave. I get home. I go, well, if he reaches out to you, let me know and I'll meet you there. And the asshole never, ever reached out to her. Like, who the fuck does this? This happens so often, and so I still don't know what happened. I got half a mind to actually continue tracking the guy down and kick his ass. What is wrong with people? The open of the Eric Zane Show podcast, first of all, is brought to you by me because I'm selling hats. I had them priced at like $33, and these are great hats. The Flex Fits were going for about that price, and nobody bought them. So Larry and Jericho said, man, we got like a house full of hats, and they don't sell. Can we sell them at a sale price and get rid of them? And nobody makes any money. I go, what do you mean? Well, I mean, we don't make any money on this, and you don't make any money on this. Let's just sell them for what we paid for them a piece just to get them out of the house. Are you cool with that? I said, hell yeah, I don't care. So let's just get rid of them. So what was like $33 is $19.95, and that's like with tax and everything, tax and shipping. It's all included. So if you want a Flex Fit hat that says Eric Zane Show Podcast on it, it's $19.95. The snapback ones are $15.95. They're all available at ericzaneshow.com. When they're gone, they're gone. We will have no more hats because nobody bought them. So you must, that's how much you'll pay. Was $33, just $19.95 now for the Flex Fit, and $15.95 for the snapbacks at ericzaneshow.com. Get a hat and get them out of frickin' Larry and Jericho's basement. Meanwhile, A&E Heating and Cooling, thank you to Senor Martinez. You can call him up at 616-516-8579. Using the Comfort Maker air conditioners and heaters. Comfort with confidence with the Comfort Maker. Normally $89 to get your AC tuned up, just $79 right now with Senor Martinez at A&E Heating and Cooling. Man, I am so lucky that I've got a guy, and you have a guy, that being Joe, when you get in the weeds, because when my compressor went, man, we got a heat wave going on throughout the United States right now, and it's rough. So it's a damn good thing that we didn't have any time really during that heat wave without having air conditioning. You don't want to be in that spot. Wow. Call upon A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. I've got a listener who distributes Singular. Oh, my God, their products are fantastic. If you're thinking about, jump-starting your metabolism, you need energy, you need that extra thing to lose the love handles while you're dieting and exercising, you need Singular. It's distributed by Kim Lazara, friend of the show, friend of the family. I've known her for a long time. We got reacquainted recently. And so glad that she is on board with the show. I link her up in the show notes of the podcast, and you can find her Facebook page right at ericzaneshow.com. There's a big X. Click on it, and you will be able to see all of her products, different tiers, different levels you can buy into and get these great products that help fuel you. Okay? Singular, absolutely amazing. That's spelled Xyngular. Thank you, Kim. And finally, for this commercial segment, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, NMLS number 3035. Yes! Established in 1987. They want to get you into a mortgage, whether it's a first time, whether it's you're just getting a new mortgage, whether it's a refi. Mario and his staff will, man, I'm telling you, they're going to bust their rumps for you. Call them at 231-332-6505 anywhere in the United States. If you're a fan of the show, please call upon Mario when you are in need of a mortgage. 231-332-6505. Thank you again to Mario and the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Okay, did you see the video of the rich as shit couple in St. Louis, Missouri, who, man, they got a lot of shit about walking out of their house holding the guns. Now, I would not have left my house holding guns and waving them at people. I think they made a huge mistake. But look at that fucking house. My gosh, is that awesome. It looks like the White House. And by the way, property values must be low in St. Louis because that thing's only valued at like $1.15 million. It looks like a castle. I was expecting to see like a moat all around that damn house, and this guy in the pink shirt, the fat ass dude with the AR, drop a match into it so it ignites the flaming moat to defend them from the protesters. All right. Now, I mean, let's be honest here. Protesters, all you're going to get is a lot of body odor from a group of protesters. Typically, they just kind of walk around, they scream, they yell, and the protesters were on their way to the mayor's house because the mayor had screwed up and doxed a bunch of people that reached out to her saying she needs to defund the police. So the stupid asshole mayor gives out the names and addresses in a Facebook Live for all the people that said, hey, you need to defund the police. You know, I mean, that's what you say nowadays. If you want to act like you're woke, even if you're not, all you got to do is someone says, hey, you woke, you say, yeah, man, defund the police, fuck those guys. And then they'll go, all right, you're woke, we love you. But, whatever. So this stupid-ass mayor does that. And these rich fuckers, they're both trial attorneys, live in the same area of St. Louis where the mayor lives. And this is private property. And now the dude in the pink shirt holding the AR, that fat ass, he said that they broke down the gate. There's no video evidence to prove that they broke down the gate. He made it seem like it was, like the Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones. But, I mean, it wasn't. So you get a bunch of these people enter this area that is private property. And so technically, the protesters are in the wrong here. They should not be on private property. If you're going to do protest, I would assume you would want to stay within the scope of the law. So I actually think that the couple in the house, they probably are within their right to defend their home. They are brandishing, though, which is tricky because that is, in most places, a crime to wave a gun around at somebody. That's why, when at the Capitol in Michigan, when the Patriots showed up to protest Whitmer, you notice those guys didn't touch their guns, really. They would hang them on their gear, or they'd be pointed down, or they'd be over their shoulder. There was no brandishing that was done at the Capitol. But these people are fucking waving it around, and the way this cankle bitch is holding the gun, she's holding it like this. It looks so stupid, and her finger's on the trigger, if you notice in the fucking clip, and she's pointing it at them, and I'm like, fuck, this is not good. So I think technically, I don't know, they were on her property and his property. They're probably okay, and they said that they were just defending the property, so I kind of get it. They just looked so fucking ridiculous while doing it. Yeah, I don't know if I'd have done that. I mean, if I'm sitting there in my house and I'm having dinner and then I see protesters walking down the street, if I'm in my house and protesters are walking down the street, I think I might have my gun on me, but you can't see it, of course. Or the shotgun is right around the corner inside of the house, and I'm just waving, saying, I think that if I were them, what I would have done was, instead of come out with the guns, I would have just, walked out and said, I love you, Black Lives Matter. Yes. And just, even if I don't believe that, I would have just lied to avoid being Karen'd, you know? Now these two are being Karen'd, and I don't know if anything's going to happen. Who cares, really? Nowadays, I mean, you had a lot of Karens preceding these two who have already upped the Karen game. I don't know if these two get it, but there's a lot of memes going around about these two that are quite terrific. Let's see. I thought I had them. Oh, yeah, here it is. Thank you to Andy for sending these along. Fox News has done to our parents what they thought gangsta rap would do to us. And these two just look so stupid. Dude has got his pink polo. He's got man boobs. His shirt is tucked in crazy. He looks just like a typical rich fucker. And he's got like an AR, and she's holding that stupid 38 like, it's just the worst. And she's sitting there screaming at them in another still, and it says, live, laugh, love with her. And then there's another one of dude holding the AR, and it says, and there's flames behind him on this meme, and it says, he just wanted to grill. Now he wants to kill. Suburban Commando. And then this guy, man, people are funny. This is just so great. Same guy with the AR, and Jared Freed tweeted, your dad in front of the thermostat. So perfect. All right. So this couple, though, is facing a lot of scrutiny about this because they were waving their guns at everybody walking down the street. Woman holding the gun, man holding the rifle. Video shared everywhere. Trump, of course, retweeted the video of the incident. Did you see the story, by the way, of Trump? Oh, my God. Over the weekend, and this is a rare thing because it got deleted, there was a bunch of people at a place called The Villages, and that's like an older folks community. It might be in Florida. And, you know, it's typical old people that love Trump, and they're doing like a Trump parade in their golf carts. It was so fucking stupid. And you got left-leaning people are furious at these people that are having their Trump parade. And the left-leaning people are being assholes and saying asshole-ish things. And so the people in their Trump parade are being assholes back. Now, one guy looks at one of the people who's saying, fuck you, Donald Trump, and says, white power, white power. And now, because somebody said, oh, my God, this is a racist. And I'm like, dude, he might have just been saying that to enrage these people. You just don't know. And maybe he's a racist. I have no idea, and I don't care. But fucking Trump retweeted the whole video. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no, you can't retweet. Even if the guy is joking, you should never be connected to anyone saying white power. What? Shit, man. And then in a rare move, it actually disappeared. I was surprised at that. But anyway, Trump retweeted the video of the incident. It wasn't immediately clear whether St. Louis police were aware of this thing, of these two rich people waving their guns around like idiots. Again, I don't know. I call them idiots. I only call them idiots because they kind of look like idiots. But I don't necessarily have a problem with somebody worried that protesters might fucking go after their house. I actually don't. I'm not indicting these people. They look stupid, but I don't have a problem with them defending their home. I really don't. Let's see. Just a lot of stuff about the mayor, but this couple has said that the couple has actually said, look, we actually support Black Lives Matter, but when we see an angry mob coming through our gate on private property, hell yeah, we're going to defend the house. Well, again, I don't have a problem with any of that. It just looked ridiculous. All right. So that's what's going on there. Trader Joe's Karen speaks out. Okay, this is the one who was inside of the Trader Joe's in North Hollywood. We talked about it yesterday on the show over the weekend, and they said, look, lady, we got rules here. We got a mask, or if you got a mask, you got to put it on. I don't have a mask. Well, then you got to leave. And she had a temper tantrum, threw her basket on the ground, was waving the finger at everybody. It's attacked, said, lousy Democrats, and just shit like that. It's like, fuck, I'm not a Democrat, and I'm all about wearing a mask. Again, why the overreaction? I walked into the auto parts store because I had to get that antifreeze, and it says you must wear a mask. I went, shit. So I took my shirt and put it over my face and bought it because I didn't have the mask with me. There's rules, and I just like to follow them. It's up to the store. If they say you got to wear a mask, you got to wear a mask. They tell you when you're walking in. If you don't, you got to figure something out. You either got to adapt or you can't go into the store. Just keep it with you as much as you can, like I did the other day. And if they ask, and if you go in without it and they ask you to put it on, put it on. No big deal, right? You don't have to overreact. Here she is. She's kind of doubling down on this.
This is day one. This is opening day of Trader Joe's in North Hollywood.
This is actually when it happened.
This is Karen.
Woo! Democratic pigs! All of you! That man harassed me for not wearing a mask. I have a breathing problem. My doctor would not let me wear a mask. So anyone harassing me to wear a mask, you guys are violating federal law. You get that? Get that on camera, ma'am.
Yeah, please, settle down. There is an update to this. All right, Trader Joe's update. In theory, I have it for you. Okay, here you go.
North Hollywood, a video from opening night went viral. Nope, not this one. This one.
All of you!
Following the state mandate, masks are required to enter this store. The woman in that cell phone video told me a medical condition prohibits her from wearing a mask.
I do have a breathing problem, basically, from my nose.
She said that night,
no, you don't.
The store manager allowed her to shop without the mask.
JJ said, go right ahead just for today. Go ahead without a mask.
She said an employee offered to shop for her and she could wait outside. But she said she preferred to shop for herself and that a man started yelling at her.
If you wear your mask.
She said she felt threatened.
And nobody was helping me. So at that point is what they show in the video.
Cool story, horrible bitch.
Anyone harassing me to wear a mask, you guys are violating federal law.
Attorney Steve Meister told
gives a fuck?
me he doesn't know what she's talking about. He said
You
the
need to learn how to suck some goddamn dick.
CDC has issued no federal mask mandate, and he wishes they would.
My doctor would not let me wear a mask.
She was upset, saying
Fucking mouth, bitch.
nobody would help her.
In those moments, I felt like they were acting like pigs.
Democratic all of you!
Do I regret it? No, I mean,
What?
not really in those moments. I don't.
Who gets that enraged, calms down, and then says, do I regret it? No. Well, everybody regrets it when you act like an asshole. Come on.
She was asked to leave, but she didn't.
So I stood there and I said, I'm not moving because I didn't do anything wrong.
Police were called, no charges filed.
No,
and
bullshit. It's their store. Sorry. Live with it.
she went home. She says she won't be coming back to this Trader Joe's. By the way, tonight, a couple of men were inside the Trader Joe's shopping without a mask. They were quickly escorted out. In North Hollywood, Greg Mills, KCAL 9 News.
Oh, my God. Incredible. Yeah, I don't know. How often do we have to go down this road? I mean, frankly, it's like, it's kind of good that it is happening because we have gotten so much mileage out of this. Who knew that the masks would lead to so much material? Holy crap. If you don't want to be on the news, bring the mask. I recommend, if you don't want to wear it, see how far you can get into the store before they say you can't be in here without a mask and say, oops, sorry, I just forgot it, and just put it on. You don't need to make a statement. All these people are having a miserable time working there with their mask on anyway. Can you just maybe give them a break? These people are not equipped to handle these enraged, crazy people. Just try not to get on a video. But if you do, understand that you're probably going to be featured on shows like this. The word travels fast. My God. All right, next, we need to talk Nazi pizza. Oh. And Jamel Hill. She might be in some trouble. And frankly, I'm pretty intrigued and watch how she deals with this. Because somebody's trying to cancel her, and she's like the queen of cancel. But as you know, I do cameos. Cameo, if you want more information as to what's going on with that, just go to cameo.com/Eric Zane. Personal shout-outs for friends, family, somebody having a birthday, somebody graduating, somebody did something great, somebody needs to get their balls busted, you got a buddy who needs to be roasted, whatever it is, hire me. And if you want examples of my work, just go to cameo.com/Eric Zane or download the Cameo app, and then you can hire me. You're like the boss. Cost you about $16. I priced it at $15, and then Cameo raised the price. And I'm like, how did you do that? But there you go. I get about $11 for each one of those, and it helps keep the lights on. So if you want to help me quickly and have some fun at the same time, it's so much better than any birthday card or any other gift or something like that. And I can tailor them for whatever you want. I've done some of these for little kids who are like graduating kindergarten. I put the dogs in the video. I say hi, tell them I love them, and they're doing a great job, and their parents love them, all that stuff. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the show. So if your business needs IT help, don't open up the phone book. No one does that. Don't look online and say, all right, these guys fix IT. Our IT experts. I'll just call them. Forget that. You have an IT expert. I'm giving it to you. Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. They sponsor me on Twitter, at Eric Zane Show. They bring you to the Periscope videos each and every day. Thank you to them. Your business can afford IT help. Whether you need upgraded hardware, software, repairing whatever it is you have that makes your business work, you don't want to be left in the weeds, because when your business stops because of tech issues, that means you're not making money. Call upon Blue Frost IT today, 616-200-8550. I've got a client who stripes parking lots and workplaces. Shoreliners Striping. ShorelinersStriping.com is their website. You can also get to their site by going to ericzaneshow.com and clicking on their logo. And Shoreliners is all one word. ShorelinersStriping.com. Stripe your parking lot, your workplace, your athletic field. They do it all. And finally, A&D Cleaning. If you're in West Michigan, you want the house cleaned like you wouldn't believe by an insured professional, you need to call upon A&D Cleaning. Call Amy today at 616-550-3644. Makes a great gift. Your wife's like, this house, I'm just so sick of the clutter. Call Amy. All right? Get an estimate. That doesn't cost you anything. 616-550-3644 for A&D Cleaning. All right. So Hot and Ready Pizza. Didn't they raise the price? By my house, they did. For the longest time, they were $5. But still, you really can't beat that. But this couple, they order the Hot and Ready, and, they open up the pizza, and there was something wrong. The pepperonis were, instead of just thrown on randomly, they were made into a swastika. What the hell? So they did what any good American couple will do these days, and that is call the TV station. That's what you do, and they're saving the pepperoni pizza now. They're probably going to do some type of lawsuit. Who knows? All right, let's hear their story of the Nazi Hot and Ready.
It's home to the Hot and Ready Pizza, and recently one of their pies lived up to its motto. It left one customer fuming.
He turns and asks me,
oh, yeah.
Babe, did you order this? Did they make this for you? And I turned around and I looked at it, and I could see the shock on her face, and then my jaw just dropped.
Jason Laska stopped in at the Little Caesar shop on Smith and Snow Road in Brook Park. He had ordered a pepperoni pizza.
By the way, I'm taking a look at this dude. He looks like a white supremacist. His head is completely bald. He's got this badass beard. So sorry guys who are bald-headed and have long beards and tatted all up, and gauges in their ear. You look like a white supremacist.
And when he got home and opened the box, this is what he got.
I was like, they didn't cut our pizza. But then, like, I stepped back for a second. I seen the symbol, and I was like, and I looked at him. I was like,
can you imagine if actually this isn't a mistake and they are white supremacists and this is how they said they wanted their orders every time, and now it's just getting out. Someone found out, so they're like, oh, no, it wasn't us.
Hold on. Did you have
By the way, she's kind of hot.
Order a fresh pizza or something?
The Laskas did not
She's a hot Nazi.
eat the pizza. Instead, they saved it for proof. They immediately tried to call the shop, which had closed just minutes earlier. They received a phone call from both the local owner and the corporate office of Little Caesars on Sunday.
Told him that it was supposed to be an internal joke that they were playing on each other, another employee, and the pizza was never intended to go out. But then he also confirmed that he had let the employees go that morning.
Right.
The Laskas.
So you got minimum wage workers are all fired now, a whole bunch of them. I actually do believe that it was a joke between them. But can you imagine if they did that and they're like, oh, yeah, haha, hey, where did that pizza go? And they're like looking around and they're like, uh-oh, it might have gone out. So that had to be weird. I think this guy played it all wrong, though. Instead of going to the TV station, which he did, he probably first posted it on social media. That's what people do these days. You got to think these things through. Because if you, first of all, just call there and they explain to you what happened, take a step back, and, you can probably make it so that you're not that pissed and maybe spare these guys their jobs. Who knows? Or I guess it's up to the store owner, the franchise owner of the Little Caesars. And then if you're the guy, you can say, look, man, with this pizza, you're going to have to give me one of these a week for life. 2 of these. And the crazy bread and the sauce and the overpriced bottle of Mountain Dew. Okay? I need all of that once a week. Or I'm going on Facebook, and then I'm going to go on Fox 8 here. What do you say? Do you think we can bargain? Do you think we can keep a lid on this with you greasing the skids? Yeah, I know I look like a white supremacist, and I actually think this is a great pizza. So I actually support this pizza, and I love this swastika. I'm going to hang this one on the wall. And in fact, every pizza that you make me, since I look like a white supremacist, I want you to have all swastikas and any other terrible things in pepperoni on my pizza. So if you can do BLM with a slash mark of of pepperoni going through it on future, or you have to surprise me. That's what he should have done, and he could have had his way because we all know he's a Nazi.
Visit that Little Caesars location often because it is so close to their home. But after Saturday's incident, they will never go there or any other Little Caesars location again.
I don't believe that.
It's unacceptable, and we're not going to,
Bullshit.
In our minds, we're going to forever associate we're just never going to go back there.
We're the type of people that support the diversity in our country, and we embrace and love it, and we just want to see this hate stop.
In Brook Park, PJ Ziegler, Fox 8 News.
He's probably like, yes, and from now on, I will no longer look like a white supremacist. I'm going to grow hair, lose this stupid beard, and going forward, I will not look like a white supremacist. Thank you. Black Lives Matter. Don't wave a gun at people when they walk by your house. Jamel Hill is a sports writer, I think. She's often doing sports writer things. ESPN, is that right? I usually don't follow this shit too much anymore. But I'm just going to start with the article here. Jamel Hill, she saw an old video of Dave Portnoy. Remember that name?
So fuck you, Roger Goodell. If you can't handle big dick jokes, then get a fucking sense of humor.
That's the guy who runs Barstool Sports, and he's really a shit stirrer, this guy. He does not give a fuck. He's the guy who gave $250,000 to watch Monday Night Football with Roger Goodell. He's been constantly screwing with that guy. Super rich with Barstool Sports. And by the way, that isn't going to happen. I think I talked about that. They canceled that auction. Well, Jemele Hill, she's apparently known to do this in the past. I have no idea, but she did the old, I found something from back in the past of somebody, and now I need to cancel them. And she saw an old video that Portnoy did with a couple of his, people that he does videos with all the time on Barstool Sports from back several years ago, where they're kind of like talking about several things. I see on the video that they had a conversation about Lou Holtz, Anthony Weiner, so all very dated, and Colin Kaepernick. And it was at about the exact same time that Colin Kaepernick started to take a knee. So that story had just started. And Portnoy was, his take on it was very tongue-in-cheek and inflammatory, because he said, I thought that this was a guy who was taking a stand against America as an Arab. And the other two idiots go, wait, what? What are you talking about? And he says, yeah, well, I thought Colin Kaepernick was an Arab. He looks like an Arab, is what he said. And he, it was extremely insensitive. And I would say it was downright inflammatory, but not that, that's something that this guy's gotten away with time and again. So whatever, he said that shit. Well, she decides to go back into his past, and she just tweeted about it. And so this is, she's described as someone who is, notorious for canceling people. So this is really something. It started as that video emerging with Portnoy and Kevin Clancy and Dan Katz discussing Kaepernick, Arabs, and Palestinians. All sorts of sideways jokes here in their discussion that are offensive. I don't give a shit, and but since she's trying to cancel them, this came out. She wrote, "This is terrible, but then again, consider the source." So this is yet another example of someone trying to go back in time and cancel someone, all right? Which appears to be, a thing that people do. I don't necessarily care for it on a lot of levels. Some levels I'm okay with it, like John Wayne and things like that. But it all kind of is in one big soup of bad. Well, Portnoy responded because he went into Jemele Hill's tweet history and found a similar type of insensitive joke about people who are transsexual. Uh-oh. What's that old statement about glass houses? Uh-oh. All right. This is what she wrote. Where is the tweet that she wrote? All right. It was something to do with Manny Ramirez taking a female estrogen pill or a female hormone pill or something like that. And she tweeted out, "My Facebook friends are calling him Manny the Tranny. So inappropriate and hilarious." And I agree. That is funny. That is funny as hell. And do I think she should be canceled for that? Well, fuck no, I don't think she should be canceled for that. Just like I don't think Portnoy should be canceled for that. But it's the whole pot calling the kettle black here, for lack of more appropriate thing to say. Portnoy's a bitch, and he has fought fire with fire now by addressing to the world, "Hey, everybody, Jemele Hill says I should be canceled for my centuries-old take on Colin Kaepernick." Well, this is what she said about transsexual people. So it is the exact same thing. And she is all of a sudden no longer going after Portnoy, and she is backpedaling like a son of a bitch. She's backpedaling like Colin Kaepernick when he's backing up in the pocket, when he used to do that. She wrote, "Let me address this. I had seen some folks circulating this tweet from 2009 in my timeline after I criticized Barstool's Dave Portnoy for a racist skit that went viral yesterday. Racist is a strong word. He was making comments about it, but they're, seriously. That doesn't make anybody a racist. You can say racist shit all day long and you not be a racist. But anyway, she called it a racist skit. Let me explain why I kept this tweet up when it was brought to my attention. I know why you kept it up. You forgot it. For context, the tweet was in reference to Manny Ramirez testing positive for the women's fertility drug gonadotropin. It was a wholly ignorant, dumb, and offensive. I am ashamed that I was so uneducated about trans issues at the time. I stand with this community firmly today. I kept the tweet up because I welcomed the opportunity to apologize and to show growth. Oh, bullshit. Come on. See, unlike some people, I'm not defensive about my moments of failure. I learn from them and own it. Well, did you apologize for it back then? Or did you just put it up there and just wait for something bad to happen and then you were ready with your apology? Is that what you're trying to say here?
If you can't handle a big dick joke, then get a fucking sense of humor.
I don't care about Dave Portnoy or any of the other Barstool sycophants retweeting this into my timeline like it's some gotcha moment. I care about the trans community that I belittled and offended. The trans community is like, fuck it. You're taking it way too hard. We don't want you. If they don't see me as an ally because of this, it's my job to show them that I am. Jason Trott wrote, at Jamel Hill, those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Do everyone a favor and cancel yourself. Man, that is awesome. So, all right. So now hashtag cancel Jamel is trending. This person tweeted, when your job is to react immediately and give polarizing opinions, it's foolish to attack people for doing the same exact thing. Someday they'll come for you, and you don't have their talent to save yourself. Enos writes, so at Jamel Hill can say that she regrets a transphobic tweet from 2009, so it's no big deal. But a clip of a years old at Barstool Sports rundown that they've admitted are jokes they wouldn't make again is inexcusable. Hypocrisy, thy name is Jamel. Oh, no. At _ Captain Kirk writes, who is Jamel Hill? A talentless hack who uses the color of her skin, gender, and affluent life to demean people on the other side politically from her.
If you can't handle a big dick joke, then get a fucking sense of humor.
She panders, yet is a giant hypocrite of her own, and she jokes about trans people. Fuck. If I'm her, I give up. You're not going to win. Not good. Whew. All right. We got to talk about the goring that happened at Yellowstone, and we got to talk about The Simpsons. Part of the show is made possible by the contributing efforts of the Zaniacs. Thank you to everybody who has sent along any show links and stories. Most of the stuff I talk about is sent in by you. And Bleeding Heart Brian, Randall, Mike, Andy, Kevin, all of you. If I missed anybody, it's because I didn't do a good job writing down the names. I get so excited when I see a full inbox that says, oh, my God, this happened, this happened, this happened. You are the boots on the ground contributors / producers of the show. That's what a producer does. Zane, you should be talking about this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You really make my life a lot easier and help make the show move on a content standpoint, from a content standpoint. So thank you. I can't talk. We're going to do it again. I'm telling you, you gotta sign up for Patreon to hear yesterday's podcast about that bullshit about. Well, it's not bullshit. I believe that the fucking John Wayne statue, you got to rip that shit down after you hear these comments. I linked it up at in the news, the article that accompanied it that I made the comments on, but it was on yesterday's Patreon. You got to sign up for my Patreon to hear that. We've got more podcasting later on the Patreon today. That is patreon.com/Eric Zane. And if you like what I do on the freebie, one of the ways I stay afloat with keeping the lights on is paid for content on Patreon. It's behind a paywall. You give me $5 or $10 a month, and I give you podcasting each and every day of the work week, in addition to what I'm doing right now. That's on Patreon, and it is truly listener-supported podcasting. I don't have any ads on it. It's all just you paying for it, and it's supposed to be open to not just the Patreon members if I would get my head out of my ass and stop making it public, dummy. But how we do the free one is powered by sponsors in terms of cash flow coming in. And thanks again to Metalworks Body Shop. They're great, and they're in Coopersville, Michigan. Fran and Ryan are the ones that are leading the forces of good in making sure that all the area RVs don't look like shit. If you crack it up while you're out camping, that sucks. But try to not let it ruin your weekend. So you get there on Friday, all you want to do is sit by the fire. You want to burn a big fatty. You want to drink about 6 beers. And then maybe your wife's going to mount fireside when the kids go to bed. And you guys can scromp there right in the great outdoors. That's all you want to do. And the last thing you want to do is have your weekend wrecked because you cracked up your RV. Maybe you hit a deer. Maybe a big-ass rock came flying up from the road and wrecked your shit. You got to take care of that, but don't worry about it. Don't let it ruin your weekend. You kids have sex by the fire, and then just know that when you call Metalworks Body Shop on Monday, they're going to say, yeah, come on in, bring it in, man. We'll take everything. We got the largest spray booth in Michigan. It's awesome. They can fix your RV good as new, okay? So if you crack up the RV while you're out this weekend, break it, they fix it. Metalworks Body Shop. They're in Coopersville, Michigan. They also fix boats and cars, but they don't like to tell everybody about that. Like I'm taking the Silverado over there, and they're gonna fix that stuff for me. The fix up the rust on my dad's truck. But there you go, Metalworks Body Shop. Click on their logo at ericzaneshow.com and take you right to their Facebook page. All their information is there. They're in Coopersville. I've got a car dealership too. Looking to sign them up for a renewal. The car dealership of choice for the Eric Zane Show podcast. Excuse me, I got to clear my throat. Oh, man. Sarah Honda Granville. Bought many cars from these folks. Honda vehicles are just awesome. It's tough to find one for sale used because they run for so damn long. If you're thinking about a new car, if you're thinking about a certified pre-owned car, I want you to go see Cameron at Sarah Honda Granville. Okay? Even if you're just looking, okay, just go on site. You know, look at so some guy's going to come out. He's going to be wearing a mask. He's going to say, can I help you? Can I help you find anything? Yeah, Eric Zane told me to come and see these cars. All right? Or just check them out online at sarahhondagranville.com. Hell, ask for Cameron. Say, Eric Zane wants me to say hi to Cameron. Even if you don't need a car and you got 5 extra minutes, pull into Sarah Honda Granville and say hi to Cameron because I told you to. Thank you to them. All right, the last sponsor of the day. This is going to be a short show today. Short, lickety-split, fast. There is a CPL training class coming up on July the 11th, 7/11. That is a Saturday. Starts at 8 a.m. I see there's already 12 people going. This is going to be an awesome class. I should say retired. God, I really stumble there sometimes. Damn it. Retired U.S. Army Major Steve Prince teaches the class. At the end of it, you'll get done in the mid-afternoon. You'll get a certificate that says you have completed the course, you are certified. You take that certification to the county, give them $110, go home. After they fingerprint you, they're going to do a background check, and then before you know it, your license to carry your pistol concealed is there. Then you're back and eat. Everywhere you go, you got a big iron on your hip, like Marty Robbins used to say. Big iron on his hip. Anybody know Marty Robbins? Gunslinger ballads, you know, maybe. Anyway, so get your pistol license, carry that thing everywhere you go. All right, You're never going to have to take it out of the holster. Don't worry. But it's good to know that in case some kook on the street starts waving a gun around, you can put one right between the eyes. All right? Because you're going to be deadly accurate because you're going to practice. The class is July 11th. Call Steve Prince at 616-204-1705 or click on the Prince Army logo at my website, ericzaneshow.com. That'll take you to his page. Click events and just sign up. Just sign up right there. The class costs you $125. That's all you got to do. Do this, man. Quit putting this shit off. Get it done. All right. Stupid old lady got gored over at Yellowstone. This is a bad idea. They tell you to stay away from the wildlife for a reason. Because they're unpredictable. Now, there's a trail near Old Faithful where you can kind of walk around to all the other area geological wonders that are part of the landscape as you walk along the Old Faithful area. That thermal area is full of like other geysers and hot springs, and it's a bad idea to do anything other than stay on the wooded planked path. It's dangerous as hell, and not only can you fall into a hot spring and just die, but if the wildlife happens to be like near you, you just avoid it. That's what you're supposed to do, but people don't do that. Remember just a couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, there was that 9-year-old kid. Everybody thought the video was so fake because the bison hit the kid like El Matador, and the kid went flying in the air with the greatest of ease, like spinning like fucking Darth Vader's TIE fighter after Lando shot him into oblivion. Remember that? Lando? Han? Who did it? Who shot Darth Vader? I think it was Han. Let's blow this thing, kid, and then we'll go home. It was Han. Anyway, that video was incredible. So we have had some great video moments. I don't know if I'd want to see the lady getting gored, though. A goring means that the horn goes into you. You're, like, ripped up. So a 72-year-old California woman trying to take photos of a bison got gored on Monday. Vacation over. She was 10 feet away, within 10 feet, taking photographs. The bison was giving her a warning. Other park goers were like, he's stomping his feet. That's a bad sign. She's like, no, it's cool. He's swishing his tail. You might want to get away. He's grunting. No, it's cool. He's staying calm. Those are all warnings from what I'm reading. And then, sure enough, man, a bison is fast as hell, and they can run at a top speed of like 35 miles an hour. Woo. And that was it. She got gored. Likely felt threatened. Park folks are saying bison are wild animals that respond to threats with all those aggressive behaviors like I just described. If that doesn't make the threat go away, they charge. The incident happened at the woman's campsite at Bridge Bay Campground on the northwestern side of Yellowstone Lake. Oh, sorry, that one didn't happen at Old Faithful. There was another incident that happened there with a bear. In May, a visitor was knocked to the ground by a bison after getting too close to the Old Faithful Upper Geyser Basin. All the wildlife there is ridiculous. You can, we were walking on the trip when I was telling you about when we were in Montana on the way to the Grinnell Glacier when I shot the video of that bighorn sheep, which I swear in a stack of King James Bibles, I will post that today. Damn it. We stopped along the trail for lunch, and these little creatures come running up, and they look like squirrels, and they're like prairie dogs, and they're adorable. And they just come walking right up to you, and it's like they're speaking, hey, can I have your peanut butter and jelly sandwich? So we're like, well, yeah, you can, and we're ripping off pieces of it, and the thing, like, gently takes it out of your hands. He's like, thanks, sir. And he doesn't even run away. He like just politely turns his back on you and just goes nibble, nibble, nibble. And then it disappears and he turns around and goes, hey, can I have some more? And then you go, okay, yeah, here's some trail mix. And you just like hold it out there and he politely grabs it. And then all of a sudden we hear, hey, no. And we're like, what the fuck? And it's the ranger. And she goes, do not feed the prairie dogs. I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Look at him. He's perfect. He's the cutest thing in the world. She goes, they carry plague. What? They are known carriers of plague, and you will die from Black Death if you touch one of those. I'm like petting it. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Got a cigarette. Yeah, he's fine. Fuck off. Oh, my God. Don't touch any of the wildlife. Stay away. And they're so not scared of you, too. We were in Utah at, what's the name of that place? Zion National Park. And the deer walk up like stray puppies. They just walk up to you politely and like, can you pet me? I'm not kidding you. It's the most incredible thing in the world. We had an owl land right in front of us, and he's just standing there in a tree looking down, blinking with his big owl eyes. Greatest thing in the world. That's why we always go back to the parks. But you're not supposed to do what I have done. Do not do what I have done. Do not do what this lady has done. She suffered major injuries getting gored by a bison. All right, that's video. I gotta link bighorn sheep. Writing it down. And I gotta link baby. It wasn't a baby. Young kid thrown by bison. Awesome. All right. Don't let me forget. Sometimes I do. I try my best. All right. As always, you can send email to the show, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Usually it's at a time like this that I'll click refresh, and I'll see words like, you're not even live. You suck. All right. I see. Let's see. Nick, regarding the couple that was defending their home with the guns, which I did say I don't have a problem with them doing that. I don't know if I'd have done it, but I understand why they would do it. Nick writes, Patriot Nick writes, the state that it happened in, Missouri, has castle law. You are allowed to protect your property with lethal means. Agreed. They just looked stupid. Nick says, holy shit, you're suggesting blackmail. That was regarding the pizza. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, think about it. You got the swastika pizza. You got a perfect opportunity to get something free, and you can really help this guy along who owns the joint. Say, look, man, you got a swastika pizza on your hand here. So I think maybe you got to owe me something. You got to give me something for my pain and suffering here. So 2 pizzas with more swastikas on it, and crazy bread sauce and a 2-liter Mountain Dew, one a week, every week from now to the end of time. If you have any comments on some of the dumb things I say, reach out, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I see another Photoshop of the couple sent by new friend Laura. And dude is holding a Gibson Les Paul, and she is holding a microphone. Looks like she's getting ready to sing Led Zeppelin's Whole Lotta Love. Awesome. Love the memes of these two. I love everything about this story. All right. Oh, I wanted to read this one. This is from, I didn't get to it. It came late last week. And then I've got one more story for you about The Simpsons. I think The Simpsons is going too far in their wokeness. Allison, who is a great pal of the show and friend of us, a big supporter, and she runs Harbor Humane in Ottawa County, harborhumane.org. Allison writes, potential rant topic, depending on your feelings. Residential fireworks on weeknights during times when they aren't legal. I'm going to Karen out on someone this year, LOL. Totally don't mind the weekend ones or when they are legal for the days around the 4th or other holidays. Not a huge fan. My dog has Vietnam flashbacks, but that's not anyone else's problem. Although, side note, I do feel bad about anyone who may have real military flashbacks when they hear them. That, to me, is the big issue with it. You know, this is rough on some of our beloved military members who that hurts their brain when they can hear those loud explosions. Allison continues, on a random weeknight when there are kids in the neighborhood and folks who have to get up in the morning. So annoying. I've seen a lot of chatter about this on the area news outlets. Thought it might be an interesting topic of conversation. Yeah, Allison, you sound like you're 100. I love you. You're not. I don't know how old you are, but I would say you're 30. But probably younger, so that's probably offensive. I shouldn't have said any age. Anyway, yeah, you sound like you're 100. You're going to have to either put in the earplugs or you're going to have to put on the fan. This is key in summer, and from a young man, from me when I was a kid, I didn't have fireworks. You know what I had? I had the shitty sparklers and snakes and the fucking smoke bombs. And, we'd have to go to Grandma Dynamite's and buy it all legally, and she'd bend us over and charge us way too much for a couple of packs of jumping jacks. So, no, screw your feelings. Live with it. Is it totally Karen of me to hate this? Yes. I did Karen out on my neighbor the day after Memorial Day when he was lighting them across the street from me at 10:30 on a Tuesday. It's summer. Come on, lighten up. It doesn't get dark till midnight here. I was like, bro, you had the entire weekend to do this when it was legal. He called me a fucking asshole, but he did stop. Oh, no. You see, you shouldn't have done that. Now you got to live with this guy. That's my best Karen moment in life so far. No, Allison, this is horseshit. Do you have any idea how key fireworks are to this state? First of all, they're awesome. Yes, they will drive you nuts sometimes. But you know how much money that brings into this state's economy? And this state is awesome now. We used to not be able to light fireworks. We used to not be able to smoke pot. Okay, now we can buy any fireworks anywhere. We can buy tons of pot anywhere. You can carry 10 ounces on you. Holy shit. Did you realize that's 10 times the amount of Colorado? This state is awesome. You can ride your motorcycle with no helmet if you want. I mean, this is the place, okay? This was all done to put the power back into the people and to make money off of this shit. So this is like the new New Hampshire. Live free or die in Michigan. So, yes, you're being a huge pain in the ass. I will say this, that my neighbor did light off, I think was a stick of dynamite one night last year. That the cops came by, it was so bad. We didn't call them. I don't know who called them, but they thought we did. We had nothing to do with it, man. That was crazy. But, yeah, it happens. I suggest fan in your bedroom, maybe some earplugs, and it's summertime. That's what we do. That's what we do in Michigan. We light off fireworks now. I don't have a problem with any of that. You haven't heard nothing, man. You should go to Honduras. My God, I've talked about this before. The fireworks that we sell in the U.S. are nothing compared to what they do in Honduras. Oh, my God. I mean, so incredible. And dirt cheap, too, man. You can go on a vacation to Honduras and for like $5, and you can live like the frickin' crown prince. It's incredible. All right. The Simpsons. All right. I haven't watched this show in forever, but let's be honest here. This show has been on for the longest time, and it a huge track record of success. And it started to turn when actor Harry Shearer decided he was not going to voice the character Apu. And now they have the whole show says if you're a white guy, you cannot voice a black guy. So I think Hank Azaria who voiced Apu. Pardon me, I'm getting that wrong. That was 5 months ago that he said that. So now they're taking it a step further. If you are a character because Azaria, he also voiced Carl, which is the black guy who works at the power plant was Carl and Lenny, those two. Well, Azaria voiced Carl, and now he won't do it. So now only a black actor can do the voice of Carl. Harry Shearer does Dr. Hibbert and Apu's brother Sanjay. And so now they have to do casting changes. And, I don't care. It doesn't affect me, but that's a little weird, isn't it? James Earl Jones did Darth Vader. Darth Vader wore a mask, but he did at one point take off the mask, and there was a white guy underneath it. So, can we look at that? Does that so are you saying that anytime a black guy or a white guy does a black guy's voice on The Simpsons, that is no longer so if a white guy, oh, fuck. Shit. Yeah, case-by-case basis with me. You know how it is. This is too much. Yes, rip down the John Wayne statue. No, this is not necessary. In no way is it necessary for cartoon actors to have to worry or be woke about doing their black characters on the show. That's stupid. There's bigger issues to worry about than who is doing the voice of Apu or Dr. Hibbert. That whole thing is dumb. If you want to weigh in on any of my topics, please do so. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I got nothing else. This show is done early on a Tuesday. More podcasting coming up with the Patreon bonus podcast. Looking forward to that. And I want to hear from you. Reach out anytime. Follow the show on Twitter at Eric Zane Show, Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. They're brought to you by Blue Frost IT. I almost said Blue Cross and Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. Instagram, Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. We've got Instagram Instant Trivia for $10 prizes coming up tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to do it for the podcast today. Thank you so much, fans and friends. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.